Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yankee Stadium.
They win the final game 5-2 to remain the baseball champions of the world. The Yankees, with this 9-0 crusher, have won their 17th World Series. The Yankees again are world champions. The Yankees win their 21st World Series.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time.
Welcome back, Yankee fan. This is a bonus episode of the Chase for 28 podcast. My name is Chris, and I am joined by the podcast Padre. What's going on, Pop?
Well, excitement in the land. All the children are joyous.
All the children are joyous. The Yankees have done the unthinkable. We have signed an amazing player. We are going to continue to be great and fantastic, and we are going to be led by Arson Judge.
All rise.
Poor John Heyman. let's start there. Poor John Heyman.
Poor John Heyman. Well, it was like the old, never mind. I didn't mean it.
Pay no attention to the tweet behind the curtain.
There you go.
That being said, I am currently designing Arson Judge t-shirts, so be on the lookout. But we are here, a bonus episode for real. Aaron Judge is going to be back with the Yankees. He has signed a 9-year, $360 million contract that takes him from 2023 to 2031, which will include his age 31 through age 39 seasons. Podcast Padre, your thoughts?
God bless him. The man gambled and he came through. Will he do it again? He doesn't have to do it again.
He doesn't.
He doesn't have to do it again.
That was superhuman Aaron Judge in 2022. He could just be regular Aaron Judge. And
okay, what's regular Aaron Judge?
Okay, here's what I would like regular Aaron Judge to be for the next 5 to 6 years. Bat 300 at least.
Okay.
And I think, I believe he can do that based on the kind of plate discipline he showed this year. Right. I think he's got an improved eye at the plate that he can show patience. So I think he's capable of being a 300 hitter.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yes.
So I'd like to see him bat 300. Regular Aaron Judge should be hitting 25 to 35 home runs a year.
Oh, you sure changed them. I was going to say Aaron Judge, maybe not for the next 6 years, but for the next 3 to 4. I'm
40
looking
plus.
I'm looking for 40 to 45.
40 to 45, and he's got to go 110 RBIs and higher.
Well, maybe this year some people will be on base for him.
Well, again, as we get into what the Yankees with Aaron Judge over the next almost decade is going to look like, he can't be the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, no.
Right? It can't be about getting him more at bats, and the home runs are nice, but let's score runs. Let's bat him 3, bat him 4, somewhere in there. Get guys who can get on base in front of him.
Because if there's men on base, you're not going to pitch around them because you don't want another guy on base. So you need. He's got to be batting third. You got to have a couple of, and I'm going back to the old way of thinking. Your best hitter was your number 3 batter.
Right.
You got to get a leadoff guy and then another guy. Oh God, I'm going to sound really archaic. The number 2 guy. A little hit and run. You go. I'll hit behind you.
Get him on. Get him over. Get him in, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, those days are gone.
Hey, everything's a cycle. Maybe it'll come back one day. Somebody will say, "What a novel idea." And I'll be sitting there in a rocking chair going, I remember when. Although I didn't tell you, you want your mother's quote about this?
I would like, what do we call her? The pod mom?
The pod mom? I'm not telling her that.
Yeah, we'll call her the pod mom. Go ahead. What you got?
I asked her, I said, did you hear about Judge and his contract? She says, yeah, I heard. I said, what's the matter? She said, well, they got him. They haven't won with him, so what's the news? I'm like, okay.
Makes a good point. Well, so let me ask you. So I listened I was listening to Carton and Roberts today, and I listened to Mike Francesa's podcast with his little instant reaction. What do you think would be an acceptable number of World Series they need to win in the next 9 years to make it worth it?
In the next 9 years?
How many World Series titles do they need to win?
3.
3.
What's your number?
Interesting. I was in the 2 to 3 range, but then I heard some of these other voices, and they were like, really, 1 would make it all worth it. And then I had to keep listening. And the reasoning was, well, if you go back to 2009, the offseason going into that season, think of all the money they dropped on Mark Teixeira, CC Sabathia, and AJ Burnett.
Right.
And all that money produced 1 World Series title. So I'd like to have 3. I'll be honest. I would like to celebrate 3 championships in the next 9 years.
Yes.
Because when you think about it,
everybody says Yankee fans are greedy. I'm greedy. I want 3.
Yeah, I want 3. And back to back really isn't a thing anymore. The last team to win back to back World Series titles was the Yankees.
You got to go back a long way for that one.
That's 1999 and 2000, right? And as we think about Aaron Judge coming into these negotiations, he left money on the table.
True. If that San Diego offer was correct, he left another year and $40 million out there.
Right. Reports are saying that he was contacted by the Padres for a 10-year, $400 million contract. And there is speculation that the Giants offer was also maybe a little bit more, but they weren't willing to go to that 9th year. So what I'm about to share, I don't know if it's accurate because you never really know with Craig Carton, to be honest. But I heard in their opening.
Wait, are you going to report something and then pull it back? Are you going to be a Heyman?
No, I'm just gonna put it out there and we'll see what happens. I'm just quoting Craig, that he said that Aaron Judge in the last hour, or quote unquote, was reached out to by Hal Steinbrenner saying basically, okay, you've got your offer from San Francisco. Do you want to be a Yankee? And if so, what will it take? And basically Aaron Judge says, keep the money, but give me I want the 9th year. And then Hal made it happen.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's an accurate representation of the end of the negotiations, but if that's the case, remember, Yankee fan, that you may have booed Hal Steinbrenner during the course of this season, but remember, Derek Jeter on Derek Jeter Day said, "Don't boo him. Just wait and see."
Okay. Well,
and
now it's still going to be okay. We're happy. We're ecstatic.
Of course, Yankee fans are happy today.
We didn't want to lose him. You're talking about another guy where if he doesn't get hurt and he just keeps playing the way we know he's capable of playing, you're talking about another plaque in Cooperstown.
You're talking a plaque in Cooperstown. You're talking number
Yep.
retirement.
Yep.
I would imagine
Monument Park. Yep. It's all there.
There's a day 15 to 20 years in the future where it's, come to Aaron Judge Day, right?
Yep.
You're also probably looking at.
All right. I got a question there.
Go ahead.
Aaron Judge Day. The man made $360 million. What kind of gifts do you get him?
Okay. I'll play this game. I imagine that at that point, they will have saved a piece of the judge's chambers and they're going to frame like the sign that says that after he's no longer a player. They'll probably give him a giant golden gavel with that looks like a baseball bat and a gavel.
No. Aaron, remember the Bahamas? They're yours now.
Yeah. The other thing that I had thought about, kind of, again, we didn't know he was going to sign today. But over the weekend, I was listening to another podcast with Sweeney Murdy and the other guy in the fan who's relatively new, but he's a big Yankee fan.
Ryan Rucco?
No. I can't think of his name.
Whatever.
He does like What's Cool with John and Susan before the game.
Oh.
What's his name?
I can't think of his name.
Hold on. Keith McPherson.
Okay.
So they do a podcast called, Bronx Baseball. And they had Bernie Williams on last weekend as a guest. And they were talking to Bernie Williams about how basically he was a Red Sox until the Yankees brought him back, right? He was going to go to Boston.
Right.
And the last contract that Bernie Williams signed was an 8-year, obviously mega $1 million contract, but that was Bernie Williams' last contract also at the age of 30.
Right.
So when I had heard that kind of put it into perspective that, all right, Aaron Judge could be worth a 7 or 8 year deal. I wasn't expecting the 9, but we'll deal with it. And years 8 and 9 might be messy.
I'll get back to you in 8 or 9 years.
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, but again, if they win, 2 or 3 World Series titles in the next 6 to 7 years, then I think Yankee fans will be okay with him making $40 million as he breaks down.
Hey, I'll take one in his 9th year where they carry him around the field, where he's in a wheelchair going for a double.
And then, being that I'm a history teacher by day, so time fascinates me. I was just thinking, wow, 9 years from now, I'll be 50.
Yes, you
My
will.
oldest son will be 19. My little guy will be 16. How old are you going to be in 9 years?
39. I'll be 77.
Wow. Maybe by then we could both go to Yankee fantasy camp together.
They still do
I think
that.
Oh, yeah. They even do it for ladies. We can go dominate that one.
Maybe.
Maybe. So Judge is back. Obviously, this team is, at this point, they would just be running it back, which is not going to add up to a 28th World Series title in 2023.
No.
So what else has to happen? What do you think?
Starting pitcher.
Yep, because Tyone signed with the Cubs, so they're not bringing him back.
And all along, since the season ended, he wasn't even being counted on when they were saying, "Oh, here's the 5 starters." Nobody was ever even counting on him. We got our center fielder. We need a left fielder.
Right, we were talking before we recorded. Benintendi is probably a good fit. Work out the numbers and let's see him for a full season.
All right, if they don't get him, would you be satisfied with Cabrera?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
But you also have to, then you still have to say that Aaron Hicks is still on the team, and Aaron Hicks has to be your 4th outfielder.
Yeah, he's the 4th outfielder. He's not a starter anymore. No way, no how. Now, if they get Benintendi, what's Cabrera's role?
He's an outfielder. He can play the infield, so he becomes a utility type guy. Now, or maybe he's platooning with Benintendi in left field. And
if you have Benintendi, and now Cabrera proved he could play right field, left field, he could play at short, second, third, he could do all that.
Yeah,
you got the 2 kids, Peraza and Volpe. I'd love to see kids become a part of this. Who's IKF getting traded to?
I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he would have to be traded. Gleyber Torres needs to be traded.
Yes, you can. If things happen, if you sign Benintendi, and now you got Cabrera, you got the kids, you've got pieces. IKF, Torres, we'll dump Donaldson. You got pieces you can trade. You can get something back. Maybe you can get a better or another catcher, or a lefty hitting catcher or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, this is where I agree. Again, this is not the roster they have now. Can't be. They're not done right now. They can get started. They took care of the elephant in the room. But this is where I agree with Francesa in that other than these like Cole, Judge, everybody else is movable. Nobody has to be on the team next year.
I'll keep Rizzo.
Right, but this is going back a few weeks. Like bringing him back, he's a part of this team.
Yeah,
right. But nobody else is.
Oh yeah,
keep them.
Nobody's untradeable. Well, they might consider Severino untradeable and Cortez.
Yeah,
but as far as position players, no. Judge, Rizzo, everybody's. I don't think they want to get rid of Bader. They'd have to be.
No, well,
I'm just saying it depends on okay, wait, what are you offering me? Maybe now I might consider him, but I'd like to keep him. He showed spunk.
Yes,
and the Yankees need spunk.
Yes, because I mean, the Houston Astros just keep on rolling.
I was surprised I was surprised they gave the guy from the White Sox, Abreu.
Yeah, Jose Abreu.
3 years, and he's 36. But they were saying even though his home run production was down, he still had a lot of doubles and whatnot.
Yeah, but now he's going to play 82 games in that little sandbox in Houston.
Yeah, but now I'm just surprised that they gave him 3 years. But hey,
I was more surprised that they let Verlander go.
I guess there was no way they wanted to pay $43 million to him.
That's true.
I mean, they probably made him an offer, but it's one of those things. We'll never know.
Yeah. So Yankees need some position players. We need some pitching. Do you think? I also agree with what I also read and listen to, that they've got to rebalance the lineup. Still too right-handed.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes. Benintendi would be good. Cabrera's a switch hitter.
Rizzo's a lefty.
I mean, back in the old days, you would have said, oh, good, Hicks is a switch hitter, but only God knows what's going to happen with that this year. But, I mean, getting Benintendi would help a lot. That's a nice contact left-handed bat. Him, Rizzo, be nice to get maybe one more guy, maybe not a full-time player, but somebody who platoons or something that, we can count on him. He's a steady player. Another little left-handed bat in there. Maybe it's Cabrera. I don't know.
I'd like to see it. And also mentioned that who's the guy on Pittsburgh that's the outfield?
Reynolds.
Brian Reynolds. I'm like, Brian Robert. But there's talk that he wants to be traded. But again, what would the Yankees have to give up to have him come and play left field?
Everything I've seen in the paper, they're talking about Pittsburgh doesn't want to trade him. You'd have to knock Pittsburgh's socks off. You're talking about giving them Dominguez, Volpe, a whole bunch. Like it was like 6 or 7 players. So that's a little bit too much.
Now, I'll be honest. Based on the low-level achievements or current status of someone like a Jason Dominguez, I wouldn't be opposed to trading him.
I want something really good, though.
Yeah.
Although now, he got up to Somerset this year, right?
Yeah, that's where he finished the year, AA.
All right. Now, I'd like to see him one full year, start at Somerset, and if you're really good and then you move up to, Scranton?
Yeah.
If you make that jump, maybe we got something there.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see him with that one more full year.
All right. The Martian is only 19 years old. And when I see numbers like that, I always think Andrew Jones hit 2 home runs in the 1996 World Series as a 19-year-old outfielder with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah. Bryce Harper was playing at that age.
That's right.
Sometimes you just throw him in. But like I said, he missed the whole COVID year. A bunch of them didn't play and whatnot. So he finally got back into it. And this year he was good. So, all right, start at Somerset. If you're tearing the ball off the cover, move up to Scranton. And be banging on that door. Be a call-up late in the summer. Stranger things have happened.
Make them have to play you.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
Yes.
All right. So, again, thank you for listening to this bonus episode of the podcast, our instant reactions to Aaron Judge coming back to the Yankees. I was going to say before, I imagine at some point between him signing the contract and whatever press conference they have and spring training, probably going to be made the next captain of the Yankees.
Yes, I think we will see that.
I think that's accurate. So we look forward to that. There are less than 80 days until pitchers and catchers as we record this on Wednesday, December 7th. And be on the lookout for those Arson Judge t-shirts. I'll see what I can come up with creatively. Those will be fun. Thank you if you're purchasing, Darth Vader t-shirts and stickers. Again, I get these emails, so somebody's buying these things. So we appreciate the support of stickers and t-shirt sales. They help to keep the show going, and we appreciate that very much. What we also want to know your opinion. What are your thoughts on the Aaron Judge contract? What are your thoughts on this Yankee offseason as things will really start to heat up? The winter meetings are ending today, and the offseason, in our mind, can really begin. Shoot us an email, feedback@chasefor28.com. Also, share your thoughts on Twitter. We are at chasefor28pod. And speaking of Twitter, I want to give a big hello to Jeff Nelson, who is one of our newest Twitter followers. Yes, that Jeff Nelson.
Wow.
Yeah, big time. So maybe we'll get Jeff on the podcast. Next episode of the podcast, we'll still be in line to come out with a regular episode next week around December 16th or 17th. If anything else happens of note, maybe we do another bonus episode.
You mean tomorrow when they sign Rodon?
I don't know if I'm doing a Rodon special episode, but I feel like if they get Rodon, I have to do something with like Godzilla and like one of the monsters on a t-shirt because he sounds like a Godzilla monster.
The monster's name was Rodan.
Rodan, yeah. You know where I'm thinking.
But I know all the garbage.
If only Matsui was still on the team, we could have Godzilla and Rodon. Won't that be a fun old-timers day in the future?
And bring back Dave Kingman, King Kong. No. Okay.
There you go. I'll do a whole retro shirt. We'll see. Send us your voicemails, chasefor28.com/voicemail. And again, you can always support the show. A couple ways you could do that. Tell somebody else about this podcast and help us get new listeners. Become a legend. Visit chasefor28.com/legend and grab that merch. chasefor28.com/merch. And of course, thank you to SeatGeek. If you're looking for tickets to sporting events this winter, concerts, anything you need a ticket for, check out the SeatGeek app. Use our promo code CHASE428 and you can get $20 off your first purchase. Go to chasefor28.com/SeatGeek. For the podcast Padre, I'm the pod son, Chris, and we'll see you on the next episode. Let's go Yankees. See you next time, Pop.
Take care.